sad day for WWE slash WWF. The one and only, the greatest announcer to ever step foot in World Wrestling Entertainment has been fired from the WWE. I'm kind of heartbroken by this because JR was my favorite announcer in the world of wrestling, and I don't know what to say about this one. I know we didn't see JR on TV too much, but I go way back with Jim Ross. I go way back with JR. Way back to when I was the child, for real. I didn't want JR to be hurt. I used to get upset when people beat him up. I really cared about Jim Ross. Like, when Triple H would beat JR, I would just be like, why is they doing it to JR? And when Stone Cold beat JR up, I just felt so emotional, man. Like, why they doing this to Jim Ross, man? And then when Muhammad Hassan had choked him, he had put that cord around Jim Ross' neck. I felt so sorry for Jim Ross. You know, the WWE superstars used to beat Jim Ross down. I mean, they used to beat the hell out of Jim Ross. Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin used to beat JR, but Stone Cold was bad then, so, you know, he turned on JR. The Undertaker beat JR up. Kane beat JR up. Vince McMahon continually humiliated Jim Ross. Jim Ross was the greatest announcer in the world. Then you had Michael Cole doing that shit to him, man. It wasn't cool. You had Jack Swagger putting him in the ankle lock, Kurt Angle beating him up. No, JR took a lot of punishment in the WWF. But I'm going to get to the reasons why Jim Ross is gone. So, if y'all didn't pay attention to that 2K14 panel, the Nature Boy Ric Flair got up on stage and humiliated the whole WWE 2K14 panel, talking about his life, talking about how he drunk, and all that type of shit. So Jim Ross was trying to get Ric Flair to calm down. He was trying to get Ric Flair to calm down, so he wouldn't be. And you know, they WWE like to keep a clean image. They don't want bullshit. So apparently Jim Ross was offended because Ric Flair said that he was drunk and all that, and all they blaming it on Jim Ross. It was not Jim Ross's fault. It was Ric Flair's fault. You know, Ric Flair was responsible for his actions. I saw the look on JR's face. Jim Ross was not happy about what Ric Flair did up there. You know, in the WWE, they can't take a damn joke, man. They so watered down and so. It's like they elementary school telling grown ass men what to do. You know what I'm saying? It just fucking sucks, man. That Ric Flair can't even come on a 2K14 panel and fucking make jokes because they so corporate and so bullshitty and so image-like. Fuck you, WWE, for doing this to Jim Ross. And fuck you for doing that to Ric Flair. Because Ric Flair didn't do nothing but be Ric Flair. That's who Ric Flair always been. All his damn life. Ric Flair being Ric Flair. He don't give a damn what he say. You know what I'm saying? Back then you had titties and ass out in WWE. Now you want to fucking treat your number one announcer like a pussy. You don't got half of the good announcers. The announcers today suck. You got Jim Ross. I respect Jerry Lawler. Not Jim Ross. You got Michael Cole, JBL. I respect Jerry Lawler. I don't respect Josh Matthews. Michael Cole was good in the Attitude Era. My favorite announcers was the Coach and Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. But the rest of these fuckers can go fucking to hell. Cause they can't announce. You got the Miz on the announce table. Couldn't nobody call a match like Jim Ross. Couldn't nobody call a match like Jim Ross. We welcome you all to WrestleMania. All the people around the world, we welcome you to the greatest spectacle of them all, WrestleMania. And Jim Ross was feel it, Jim Ross felt his emotions. Jim Ross made you cry. Jim Ross made you laugh. Jim Ross made you feel everything about the WWE. He would be like, oh my God, The Rock is back. Good God Almighty, The Rock is whooping the hell out of Triple H. And then he'll come down there with Stone Cold, that glass break. For the love of God, Stone Cold Steve Austin, it's back in the WWE. For God's sakes, Stone Cold Steve Austin has returned to the WWE, and he's stumping a butthole in Eric Bischoff's ass. It's just like that. Jim Ross then would get me with Jim Ross would be like, you son of a bitch. For the love of God, Stone Cold Triple H are going at it. And then my favorite line from Jim Ross was, look at the carnage. Look at the carnage. And then I was like, Jim Ross' voice would be so hoarse. At the end of the show when he go off. And then Jim Ross would be like, oh my God, what's going to happen next week on Monday Night Raw? Oh my God, Stone Cold Steve Austin has been busted open. You son of a bitch, Triple H. You're a son of a bitch. Triple H is destroying Stone Cold Steve Austin tonight on Monday Night Raw. What are we going to do next week on Friday on SmackDown? Oh my God in heaven. Stop it, Triple H! You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! It's just, man, I'm gonna miss JR. I miss JR so much, I really am. You know what I'm saying? Him and Jerry Lawler was best friends. I always go back to JR and the King. That was my favorite announce team right there. It wasn't nobody like JR and the King, man. He got JR sitting on this. Was it the right or left? I think he sat on the right side. And JR and King sat on the left side. And then when Monday Night Raw come on, JR be like, we welcome you all to Monday Night Raw live in St. Louis, Missouri. Tonight we have the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he will be challenging Triple H for the WWE Championship. And then we have The Rock, who's making his return to WWE, and he's going to electrify tonight on Raw. That was Jim Ross. That was good old JR. You know what I'm saying? I just tip my hat out to you, Jim Ross. I just tip my hat out to you. The way they did you, man, it wasn't cool, man.